Everybody, welcome to today's 1 Million by 1 Million Strategy Roundtable for Entrepreneurs. 1 Million by 1 Million program is to help 1 million entrepreneurs reach $1 million in annual revenue and beyond, build $1 billion in global GDP and 10 million jobs. The program is the only global virtual incubator in the world, and we are 100% global and 100% virtual, so we can work with you from anywhere in the world, whether in Timbuktu or wherever. We are happy to work with you and help you learn the basics of entrepreneurship. This is our 197th roundtable, so we've been doing this for a long time, and some of you have been here before, maybe some of you are coming for the first time. Nonetheless, this is a program that has been around for a little while, and we are actually ready to celebrate our 200th session on January 9th, which will be fun and a good month to open the new year with. Today, however, we are celebrating a different announcement, a different milestone. Many of you know that the 1 Million by 1 Million program has very serious adoption in India. We have a very large following among Indian entrepreneurs, and we've been covering India on our blog for a long time, the Indian startup ecosystem. And today we are launching a new book called Seed India, How to Navigate the Seed Capital Gap in India. Folks, the seed capital ecosystem in India is a complete mess right now. If you are trying to navigate that ecosystem and you're trying to understand what's going on in that ecosystem, please go ahead and read this book. There's a promotion going on right now. You can download the book for free. Feel free to do that. The link is on your screen, but it's also, you'll find it on Amazon.in. It's actually the #1 download today on Amazon.in on the Kindle store, and you can be downloaded from all Amazon stores all over the world. If you like reading today's event, please feel free to use #1M1M as you are tweeting about it. Our two handles are @1M by 1M and @Sramana. Please feel free to follow those. We push a lot of excellent content through this. And we also have our YouTube channel, 1M1M Roundtables, where we publish recordings of all these sessions as well as lots of other goodies. A very content-rich channel, and you will learn a lot by following and subscribing to that channel. We will formal presentations with slides and everything, and then we'll open up the line for call-in. You can please let us know in public chat. Set chat to send to all participants. Don't send me private messages, but tell us in the public chat that you are calling in. And then put your computer on mute after you've called into the line so that you don't stream echo into the call. The number dial into is 650-479-3208. Access code 669-988-396. Leave the phone muted until I ask for you, and everything will go fine, I imagine. We start with Thin Vent Technologies, Saurav Jain. So if you could unmute your line and tell us what Thin Vent Technology is, that would be great.
Hi, glad to be part of the 1M by 1M Roundtable conference today. Thin is about automating interactions between people. So whether it's an organization talking to its customers or a manufacturing plant that's talking to its employees, it's automating these experiences and more efficiency into the system. So just going through the slides right now?
Yes.
Right. So this is a quick brief about the founders, and we can just breeze through this. So next slide, please. We've had a bunch of customers. We started in 2007, so that's very interesting. We've been around for 6 years, but really this is ThinVent 2.0 because I was one of the founders, and I stepped out, and so had the other founder. The company was running as a small business, very successful in a niche area, but we're looking to now scale this model up very drastically and have from this month, and we're looking to just go after.
Can you speak up a bit? I'm not able to hear you very well. I don't know others.
Is it better? Is it now?
It's better, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, although the company has been around for 6 years, this is PIN 2.0 that we're talking about. We've existed a small business offering niche products to a set of customers. We're very successful, very entrenched in a number of large enterprises in India, but looking to offer end-to-end solutions to a global market and scale very rapidly, and behave more like a startup than a
customer that you have today, that you are entrenched in the large enterprises, is that a software product business, or is it a services business?
So we're a product company. We have a combination of software products and hardware products, and we provide and we also have cloud-based products as of 2013. So it's a combination of these products, or a license of firmware, or as a complete box with firmware built into it, or as a monthly recurring piece as a service over the cloud.
And located in India?
Based out of Gurgaon, and we also have a development center in Bangalore.
Okay. All right.
We set up partners that we participate with in government business and large enterprise business. We've tried on various number of business models, and what's really worked out for us is working partners with very large enterprises, and that's where we've been successful so far. Looking to now expand our customer base. As we were just talking about, the firmware, of course, is not here. The software is not here. These are the hardware, the physical.
Can you speak? The volume of your voice is dropping too low, and we can't. Yeah.
I don't have the time to try and switch to a different line, so I'll speak up. So these what you over here, the product range. This is our hardware products, available as a shrink-wrapped product or customized product for a particular customer, like Domino's or a hospital chain wants to automate certain processes. Next slide, please. So in the verticals, transportation, we're very strong. 10 out of 10 Indian Railways IT projects are involved. We're providing them the client-side equipment along with the firmware, the software, and also server-side software. Bank is where we're really keen into getting into. We've already got a number of customers in manufacturing, and of course, government, sort of as an extension of the fact that we're in various transportation departments, such as the railways. And if you look at the end users who use it, the customers who only use that to buy tickets or to interact with a kiosk at a bank and get information about the bank, get some transactions going, blue collar workers who we enable in the manufacturing sector, employees when we look at HR kiosks where people can come in and apply for leaves and interact with in organizations with more than like a million or than a lakh employees, more than 100,000 employees, perform functions, and of course vendors.
Okay.
Next slide, please. So I'm going to recap what we do. It's been confusing even for us. You know, we've taken on sweet time to discover what we do. So if you look at the range of products, we've got point of sale terminals, kiosks for ticketing. We've got banking kiosks. We've got kiosks where you can go and order food at a restaurant. We've got signage, information, bunch of kiosks. And industrial automation, that is a very exciting area for me personally, because I believe that manufacturing is very important for the success in the Indian economy. And in manufacturing today, there's a huge amount of inefficiency in India, and there's very poor worker to employee relationships for various reasons. It's a powerful system, and there's a lot of friction on the workflow. And what we're trying to bring in is bring in a set of computers that allow the senior management to directly interact with individual workers. Here's the work you do, and here's how I'm going to track you as an individual, without your man sort of being responsible for passing information through to me. And that's how great with one of our customers, Get Tires, and they're seeing great efficiency and great employee satisfaction through the system. They've about one of
I have a question here. How big is your company?
We've got 20 employees today. And, I understand this is recorded, so I wouldn't be able to share revenue figures. It's a very competitive market we're in. I'm happy to take that offline.
But 20 employees doing so many different things is not exactly a scalable model.
It isn't, and so that's what I'm going to. So this is what we do right now. But as we scale, we focus on two different things and do them very well, right? Three rather. So one of them, the kiosk business, they're very entrenched right now. We intend to provide end-to-end kiosk solutions to enterprises. Next slide, please.
Okay.
We're a cloud-based digital signage solution now, where whether you're a school or you're a hospital chain, you can get in on the cloud and manage all your content and push it to various screens across your network. And we've got a little sort of like a Chromecast kind of little player that plugs into a TV and it's controlled through the cloud, and you can manage your signage content. Next slide, please. I've already talked about that. How it's helping people.
Still, I think it's too much. For a company with 20 people, this is too diverse.
Absolutely. So really, what we sorry, you have a very valid point, and what we need to be is we need to be 100 people tomorrow. Absolutely, because why it's important to be in these three areas is because I see it 80 to 90% of this technology is absolutely common. Applications are very different. We've built a set of intellectual property which is very common across these three, and it's the verticals that are different. So it's a sales and marketing very different approach to approaching all these three products to three or different. But on the technology side, it's all under.
Yeah, this is something we hear all the time, and it's a completely false assumption that just because the underlying technology is the same, that you can go do a whole, complete diverse, uncorrelated set of things, because the market strategy is completely different, and each sector takes its own go-to-market strategy, and if you bite one piece of an apple and then another piece of another orange and another piece of another pear, it's all over the place, and then I think your business is kind of all over the place.
Yeah, and that's why we've slowed down a number of other things we were doing. But really, why we're all...
Sorry to beat you up, Saurav. You've been in business for many years and you're doing a reasonable business, but really if you want to grow, you have to kind of get on positioning, and you need to get on some sort of a repeatable sales cycle path, a repeatable to market strategy path.
I'm absolutely with you there. That's one of the reasons why I'm here, is because we want to refine our business model and we want to refine our go-to-market strategy.
Absolutely not fundable. What I've heard so far is absolutely not fundable.
I see. No, that's good feedback. We need funding now to scale. We're very happily surviving without it. It's a company. We do want to do very big things, and that needs capital.
Want it, you will not get it. Yes. What you presented is not a fundable situation.
I understand.
Fundable.
I understand. Right. We're here right now is because what has happened is when we get entrenched in the large enterprise like the railway, they realize that they're
and they have employees and they need HR solutions. So we've ended up getting into enterprise and expanding horizontally into different product lines with them.
We've heard, you have to say, sort of my feedback is that you're going to need to tell a real story if you want to raise money and all that. You need to tell a real story, and honestly, raising money right now is really hard, and the bar is very, very high. There's a minuscule seed capital ecosystem that's operating in India, and the bar to get money there is very high. Okay, move to Arjun Som. Thank you, sir. Arjun, call?
Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. Very good. Go ahead.
Great. Hi, everyone else as well. Me and a bunch of engineers just moved out of NMOB about 8 months ago, started Critter. It's a ad tech company operating in the ad tech space, primarily supporting programmatic buying. Basic ad tech ad stack, which is servers, programmatic buying, and data management platform. So the basic concept that we have behind this is to essentially decentralize advertising technology and remove the notional IP behind this whole industry and provide that same intellectual property to any company that wants to run its operations on. It could be a middleman, it could be someone as an end user, as an advertiser or inventory owner. And so that's pretty much the model that we are on. We go on to the next slide. So this is target audience segmentation. It's very similar to the Luma's case. I don't know if you've seen that, Sramana. So the adoption is also that we are seeing as of now is primarily from the technology owners, DSPs, publisher trading desks, supply side platforms, exchanges, etc. But we are also seeing adoption coming in from agencies and publishers who want to have a greater amount of technology to increase switching cost, just today at zero for an advertiser or a consumer. So looking at increasing the ad technology within their within the company and go directly and advertisers as well as publishers.
Interesting. You're saying that advertising agencies want to run their own ad networks, their own technology stack, to increase the switching cost for their clients from one agency to another.
It's actually two-pronged. One is that they want a tighter integration with the advertiser to understand the ROI. And second is that today most of the inventory buying happens on exchanges. So they want to be able to buy inventory exchanges instead of from an ad network or a DSP and increase their margin as such.
To ask you a question there, one of the biggest trends this year in the ad tech space, as I'm sure you know, is time buying.
Right.
Does your platform support that?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So agencies that use your platform can directly bid on do real-time bidding on exchanges and so forth.
And it goes a step further because exchanges sell inventory on impressions and agencies want inventory on clicks and conversions. So it essentially is a machine learning system which aligns with the advertiser's acquisition cost and then takes that all the way to the exchange and buys the inventory so that ROI is maintained.
Very interesting. I think, so what is the competitive landscape on this specific story?
So we do one competitor which is IP on Web. It's a Russia-based company. Else who's competing in this space is primarily setting up a platform where multiple people can go in and log in and use the technology. But what we are saying is we want to decentralize that and that advertising technology agencies and at some point to advertisers directly.
Yeah, I have to say I kind of resonate with give agencies more control over the process. I think there'll be demand for that. So an agency is a large market, large vertical.
Yeah. So we are seeing a lot of agencies trying to sign up for our product, and I have a few questions how to tackle that problem a little later. But I'm sure you've seen this, Sramana. These are the Lumascapes. Describes the fragmentation across PC, mobile, and video.
Yeah.
And if you slice that by non-US companies, slice that by non-funded companies, slice that by performance and brand companies, the number of companies globally is over 3,000 to 4,000 companies operating in this space right now. This is the market size slide. 11.4 billion in 2013. It's growing at 14% year on year and globally, and it's 7 billion in 2011. And itself it's estimated to be
the advertising market slide. It's not your market size, right? What is your top bottom-up market sizing? Do you have business model? identified? Do you have a pricing model identified?
Yes, we do. I mean, that's a separate Excel sheet that we maintain and show to VCs. It's a segment sheet that we've created.
Where are you based again?
Bangalore, India.
Okay. And you want to do this with customers, global customers, Indian customers? What is your starting point?
We have a US customer, we have an Italian customer, we have a Singaporean customer, and we have a couple of Indian customers already.
And are you selling to these customers from India, or do you have any kind of presence elsewhere?
As a family LinkedIn and Skype.
Okay. The customers are willing to engage with you through line channels. They're not demanding that you show up at their doorstep.
But it would definitely, speed up the sales process if you're able to show up, which is why we're looking to raise some capital.
And the status? Do you have the product? Have a product ready?
So what we're doing is we are piggybacking on our clients, and we've essentially positioned ourselves as a service company, piggybacking on clients to build the product. That's how we are building these products. And I think the programmatic buying piece will be ready in about 2 months, which is the piece. And the ad server and the data management platform should take another 6 months.
Now you are doing services projects for the advertising agencies.
Yes. With the product that we want to buy.
So how many ad agency customers have you got, and what kind of revenue level are you at? The
advertising agencies are signed up at $40,000 contract. We have a publisher trading desk which is signed up for a €50,000 contract, and we have a couple of technology players who've signed up for about $25,000 contracts.
Okay, so you have about 150K pipeline with which you are servicing these customers at the same time boosting a product and services to your model.
Yes.
All right.
Stating the problem that you've mentioned with the cost chain, there's a large problem of margin for an agency, and 50% of that is taken up by technology players. Again, coming up to fragmentation, which is if lies the rumor skips by the metrics that I mentioned. There's a lot of companies. The market need is that there are 3 types of companies. There are product players, there are part product and part service players, and there are pure service players. That's how we get the adoption to be as well. Pure product players want to increase their technology stack, limited resources, so we get a few outsourcing projects from them. The pure part service want to increase their control, and pure service guys wants to essentially start out a technology route. The available solutions, you have the standard platforms, very similar to AdTech Emotion. You've got the ad networks, which is the AdMob, Rubicon, Google, etc., which is SaaS provision of the technology. And then you've got one competitor which is very similar to us, which is IP on Web, which claims to have built technology for Rubicon or app networks, etc. And that's the gap we want to fill. Why this technology as a commodity? We want to buy like a music system. It's similar to, we want to make it similar to buying a music system. The engineers come in and just plug it into your system, into your house, and then you're ready to go. This outlines the business model. Starts out with technology players in terms of adoption and moves over to advertisers and inventory owners.
I understand it. And what you have here, I don't understand it.
So I'll just explain it. The advertiser essentially wants to reach the consumer. Consumer is on the inventory. Advertiser pays a technology player to get access to that inventory, which is traffic. So flow of dollar is consumer to advertiser, and the flow of dollar is advertiser to technology player to inventory owner.
What is your business model?
Our model essentially is to provide products and services to advertising technology players, and at some point separate out and provide technology to the inventory owners and the advertisers themselves.
You're not a percentage of the ad spend. You are basically software as a service.
We want to come out of that media trading space because that is primarily a sales game. We've realized based on our experience in this industry, and we want to come out of that and make this a software market. Is what we think it's going to be in about 3 years.
Yeah. So, but there is, there's quite a bit of stuff that you have to work through in terms of how to interface with the ecosystem, what goes where, because the advertising agencies would still want to work with the ad exchanges, and there's those ad exchanges have their own business models and so on and so forth. So what I have not seen here is a full understanding of the ecosystem map and how. And I understand that we don't have enough time to do all that detailed analysis here, but that's something that you must have to be able to discuss with people, both consumers and investors.
Sure, that's good feedback. Okay. Just business cases that I outlined before. We can just go through these slides. This is the different side. This is a technology player. This is where we need your help. If you can go to the next slide. I would get tips on how we can scale sales.
Well, on where, what is the process of sales right now? So if it's a typical software as a service process of sales, I understand that you don't have the product ready yet, but normally in software as a service products, you offer, you can do online demos and get people you have to get enough leads into the system, and we have this whole sales process that we teach in the program, which goes through the lead generation process, the lead qualification process, blah, blah, blah. So, however, because you don't have the product yet, right now you're essentially set kind of a concept and you're selling services, right?
Right.
So, I guess that the skill sets that you have to pull together here is what services projects are you taking that really help you build the product? Ways of doing, bootstrapping using services, by the way, is one of the most common models, especially in like India, where, as I said, there is an inadequate seed capital ecosystem. This is the ways people are, build products. And you have to do a bunch of different things. One, you want to define a product roadmap that service projects or solicit service projects that help you build blocks of that product roadmap. And two, you need to carve a team that focuses on product, that is subsidized by the services business but focuses on product. So bootstrap using services is a strategy that we very much in favor of, and partly it's a very pragmatic response to what's happening in the market. There is very little money available right now. The problem is you have an interesting value proposition, you have an interesting point of view, you have an interesting business, but the level at which investors are willing to engage with businesses, especially in India, it kind of needs to be way mature before they're willing to put in any money.
Which is what we're experiencing when we go out in the market. They keep in touch with me, they keep calling me.
You're kind of early for financing, unfortunately. So you have to use that bootstrapping using services method, but the good news is we have numerous case studies of companies being built with bootstrapping using services. It's a very common business model, and it's a very tried and true successful business model. You can do that.
Perfect. Thanks. Yeah.
Okay. All right, good luck. And I like what you're trying to do. I think it's a real opportunity. It's just to take time to bootstrap using services is a slow process, just because you have to manage bootstrap the services business and a product business. But the good news is that you can get close to customers, build trust, and so forth, and it would still work. And it helps you achieve that customer intimacy. Sort of a good market fit. So by the time you build a product, as such you work closely with your customers, the market fit usually is fast. You do something in vacuum and then come to the market and realize that, oh, we've built the wrong product. Normally, with bootstrapping using services, you have a strong chance of being able to, especially if you're working within your segment. You're not doing random services projects.
No, we're not.
Okay.
Thank you.
Are we going to? She has not been able to call in. Okay. Luis Montes.
Yeah, how are you?
Hi.
Yeah, can you okay?
Yep.
Great. Well, thanks for the opportunity. A couple things that I think that we share in common. It's Indian, so I'm very fond of the culture, and your parents are in Bangalore now. We're a Chicago-based startup, but I'm also a fan of Ian Rand. Read abstracts from front to cover, so just wanted to tell that. Okay. Jump.
Where from? Are you from
I am
or?
originally from Peru, South America. Chicago now. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. We we're a Chicago-based startup. We are a software services company that allow healthcare providers to electronically exchange and sign patient-sensitive documents of their EHR system, so they can better focus on patient care. The main problem that we're trying to solve, well, before I go into that, we've been at this for about 14 months now, so we're a true startup. I mean, we're just off the ground. In the first few months of the enterprise, we've done a lot of validation of the problem that we're trying to solve. Just an idea, we talked to about 250 home agencies and physicians about their pain points and the problems that they're having. And we came up with a very particular, a prominent issue that continued to pop up, and that's that home agencies and hospice agencies struggle to secure time-sensitive clinical documentation from their referring physicians. And these documentations are needed for billing and for compliance for Medicare. So it's very important that these home health agencies get these documents back from their referring physicians. At the same time, physicians are really struggling with just vast amounts of paperwork that they need to sign from not home health agencies, but numerous other subacute care providers like therapy companies or inpatient rehab facilities, medical equipment companies, etc. And the process right now that both of these entities are using is really antiquated. A lot of faxing, mailing, calling, even deploying labor, and using outdated physician portals that really nobody's using. Just to put some numbers to the problem or the impact of this problem, the agencies are spending $30,000 to $60,000 a year just chasing down these documents and trying to get signatures from physicians. And that's causing a backlog in their accounts receivables, anywhere between $90,000 to $250,000 in accounts receivables that they're trapped in. They're 120 days overdue because they cannot get this documentation back from their referring physicians. It's a real pain point for these home health agencies, and we also see that 52% of Medicare claims are being rejected because these home health agencies don't have the right documentation. So it's also hurting their revenue. So very, very deep points. So you can go to the next slide. So what we've gathered really is a HIPAA-compliant software as a service platform that just allows home health agencies and hospice agencies their referral sources to securely exchange, track, manage, and digitally sign all of this documentation from a PC or any sort of mobile device.
Luis,
Yeah, sure.
what the interfaces and the connectors? Obviously, this means that your software will need to connect with other systems like Epic and hospital management systems, right? What is the status of that? What is the strategy behind that?
That's a great question, Sramana. And the answer is no. And that's what we said. We're building our platform so it's really EHR or electronic health record agnostic. That means that they could use it irrespective of whatever EHR system they're using. Now, maybe in the future, as a future strategy, we can start getting into or getting some integration into systems like Epic. But it's cumbersome. It requires a lot of capital to do that under connections. For right now, we're building a completely agnostic platform because with that, in all of healthcare, the document exchange problem is pervasive, not just in the home health. And that's just the niche that we've identified just because the pain is so strong. But we know, as other segments, many other subacute rehab care providers or physicians trying to communicate across different EHR systems, the way that they can securely exchange these documents or get electronic signatures.
So so right now, what is your assumption? How are you going to get the data from the referring physicians to your system?
Yeah. So all of the onboarding is going to happen through the home health agency side. So the home health agency gets all the documentation. Typically, there are forms like cares, evaluations for physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, face-to-face documentation. All of these documents get uploaded just through PDFs into the system, and they just go out to the physicians for signatures. What the physicians need to do is just open up. They'll get an alert that they have some documents on patient docs, and they'll go in there and they'll just sign them. By the way, they'll also get paid for signing certain documents because physicians can actually get paid for reviewing a lot of this documentation for subacute care providers, and they're not right now because they don't have a proper way to track all of this work, and patient docs will have to do that. So we've made so that the end user, really the home health agency, is uploading just PDFs into the systems from any EHR, as long as the EHR has the capability of making a PDF with, which 95% of them do now, and the physician just sign.
I see. Okay.
So our value proposition really it goes right into the pain point of the customers, and right customer that the niche that we're defining, home agencies struggling with accounts receivables and cash flow. That's the number one concern with all the agents that we've done thus far. The cost is another big issue. They're spending a lot of money. Some are even actually sending labor to physicians' offices and dropping off paperwork there to get this stuff signed, believe it or not, in 2013. And then, we believe that it'll allow for a better physician communication and better physician relations. And then, we're in this business because we want providers to really focus on patient care. Physical therapist by background, and mine also comes from a healthcare background. And we see providers are just continuously inundated with paperwork that really it could bind, and that's why I want to do this business. But
Luis, what you're trying to do, at least partially, not entirely, is kind of a health model, but for the home-based healthcare segment. It's in a health business well?
No.
Understand the case study is on our blog on the Entrepreneur Journey series. You can look it up there.
Okay.
It's one of the largest public healthcare IT software as a service companies. The difference is they actually just provide software, provide the entire business process outsourcing services to physicians' offices to do all the collections, and then take a percentage of the collection fees.
That's interesting.
They take a percentage of that. So it's a success fee-based model that they have created. It's a very, very successful company. So what you are describing, this problem is across the board, right? In the medical industry, in the healthcare industry, this problem of not being able to collect money from the insurance companies is a prevalent problem all through, up and down the system.
That's right. and the documentation and the ability to get real-time signatures from different providers is just the reason why they cannot collect. Yeah, so you're right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Interesting. So I'll look into that for sure. Our business model it's pretty simple. Right now we're being strapped. We have not taken any investment yet. Customer is obviously with the home health agencies and hospice agencies. That's going to be our customer. It's going to be a recurring revenue model of $150 per month with a transaction cost of 25 cents per signature. Patient will probably go through 6 to 12 documents. So the average monthly fee per agency, national agency being about 300 patients, it's going to be about $350 a month. So we've kind of mapped that out. And the service is free for doctors. We need the doctors to really sign this document, so we didn't want to put a price barrier to them. But we do see future opportunities for monetization there, but we're not going after them right now.
How much do you have?
The next slide will tell you. Right now, but we are in phases right now, so we are going to begin our pilots actually tomorrow with 2 customers.
Okay.
Really, really early on. And I have another 7 on the pipeline that we're talking to right now that are interested in starting the pilots in January. Our goal is to have 10 pilots completed by the end of March. And we also have some physician groups that we're working with, that we're talking to, including Northwestern University here in Chicago, that have agreed to sign up for the pilot as well. So make sure that we're validating our value proposition through these pilots in March to market in April. So that's the plan.
And are they paid pilots or unpaid pilots?
The 60 days free, and after that, then they will start incurring the $150 a month plus 25 cents signatures.
And these 100 TAM that you're proposing, it's a bottom-up TAM or a top-down TAM?
Yeah, clearly bottom-up, Sramana. And I need to pick on this one. So if you I spent a lot of time doing a bottom-up, because obviously top-down, the home health care industry is it's $1 billion. $16 billion just Medicare alone is about a $50 billion industry. So obviously that's not what is exactly the total available market of document and signature exchange. That's what we really need to analyze. So we were to get 100% market share into this document exchange. There's about 500 million documents that get exchanged between physicians and home health agencies on a yearly basis. And if we put if we put the pricing that we've come up with, it's about $160 million in vertical alone. So
Wonder money, 160 million TAM is going to be considered too low to be able to raise.
Too small.
Yeah.
I understand. Yeah, I agree with that. And we're not trying to raise large money right now. Yeah.
You have to do some work to flesh out your product roadmap such that we can present a much bigger TAM. That work will have to be entirely in the domain of product roadmap, quantifying that product roadmap, and painting basically presenting a story that has a $1 billion opportunity and raise money. Otherwise, you have no chance.
Right. Yeah, and obviously, I agree with you. I agree with you, and the reason, I can put together a story that's much more compelling. I mean, if we put a number of documents that are being exchanged that need signature in all of healthcare, it's billions, right? I mean, it's over $1 billion total, market size. But the niche, I'm just being really, really realistic. The niche that we're going in right now is a bootstrap company. Is $160 million, which is, you're right, probably non-fundable for a VC. So, so traction so far, like I said, we talked a little bit about that. We're excited about, starting our pilots tomorrow. Our goal is to get 10 by April and 10 validated cases by April, start doing some wipers. What we'll accomplish with those guys. And we're looking for 100K in seed round. And why for 100K, which is obviously a friends and family round, is to start accelerating our sales and marketing in come April, once we start launching the product after our validation with our pilots, and to continue working patient docs platform. So the next slide.
Family is the kind of money you would be able to raise.
Right. Yeah, and we're also talking some. We've got interest from smaller angels. These are professional angel investors that have looked at our product and have shown some pretty good level of interest.
I think you're definitely a good business opportunity here, and there's enough proof points that this is. There's very validation in the market that this is a problem, and companies are looking for it. You found a niche where there is no solution. I'm completely comfortable with all that. It's more TAM, product maps, those kinds of areas where if you have to raise professional money, but friends and family money, I imagine you should be able to raise.
Mm-hmm. So we're trying to do right now, and it's kind of our challenge is that we also have full-time jobs as we're doing this company. We're bootstrapping it like that, but we also need a little bit more capital so to bootstrap, improve our product, and scale our sales and marketing. Really, there's more indirect competitors than anything else. We're focusing on a very niche of the market right now. So our direct competitors have less than 5% of the market right now. SutureSign and Dr. Alliance. Then you have some indirect competitors which kind of validate what we're trying to do in healthcare. Box and DocuSign, they just did a merger, or not a merger, but they're collaborating together to solve document and exchange problems in healthcare. Not much in home health, but in many other areas. UpDocs and Informatica are two other startups, and I believe they're venture-backed. They're trying to do the same thing that we're trying to do in healthcare. So there's some validation there as well.
Yeah, they do a full workflow. You're going to be doing the full workflow of the
absolutely
healthcare market. That's not.
Yeah, I mean the workflow for us. I mean we're really the workflow is big for us. Yes. Slide. And then this is just the last slide. A little bit about our team. Our co-founders are healthcare guys, really. I come from more of a management and business development. I've been in the world. I have a lot of contacts in healthcare, rehabilitation practices. I've also been in medical devices. Michael Seminos has been sent to hospitals, prosthetics, orthotics for the past 9 years. Sam does a lot of our R&D work. We don't have a technical co-founder, which is a challenge for us. So we outsource all of our development to a firm here in Chicago. Been extremely professional and very good thus far, but we can't go as fast as we want because we don't have a technical co-founder. And our board of advisors, we do experience entrepreneurs there. John Beach, for example, he's accelerated Care Plus to Hanger Orthopedics for $155 million. He's one of our top advisors. We also have a physician, not a physical entrepreneur, a physician entrepreneur. That's a misspelled word there. A software engineer out of Silicon Valley, Ken Hart, so helping us out with in our board. So that's. I mean, I think you've asked a lot of the questions actually that I had. One of the biggest challenges right now is really the bootstrapping. It's how do we get about making this affordable with a bootstrapping model before sales really pick up. Even $100,000 K, the $100,000 in investment. So that's really.
There are a number of things that you'll need to do. Not just definitely bootstrapping and getting enough customers to validate your product is definitely one of the first orders of business. There's a bunch of things that you can do which will help you also with the raising. Is one, define a product roadmap and a business model that is going to give you more of a fundability situation. And then you have issues here around the team that is typically with outsourced teams, investors are a real problem.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, later down the line, we can look into getting a chief technical officer or something like that.
That means that you cannot build a business with a model, but there are investment issues with that model.
Right. Okay.
Good luck.
Good. Very good. Thank you.
Anybody wants to call in? The call-in instructions. We will have time for you to call in. I'm going to spend a few minutes explaining to you how to use 1M program. While I'm doing that, you can get your questions together. Either you can use public chat to ask questions, or you can also call in and the instructions. I'll put them back up when we are ready to take the questions. And I request you, if you like what we are doing, to spread the word. You know, the only way we are going to succeed in achieving what we have set out to achieve is if we can work with serious entrepreneurs who are going to stay with a project. Problem is that people want to be an entrepreneur, but they're not really willing to do what it takes to become successful entrepreneurs. So the mechanics of how we work, how you may be able to use us if you decide to, everything is at 1mby1m.com. Okay. Here's the set of resources. First and foremost, you have the blog, which is free, and you find immense amount of information on the blog, and then also have the Entrepreneur Journeys book series, of which we have now the 6 plus 1 as of today. We have released a new one called Seed India. So there are 7 volumes of Entrepreneur Journeys. You'll find all of them on Amazon. Last 3 are Kindle only. At this point, we are only doing Kindle books, just because it's more convenient and it aligns with our target audience. And by the way, folks, these books can be downloaded on any smartphone as long as you download the Kindle app first. And Kindle app is available on every smartphone operating system. This is what the site looks like. There's lots of videos, by the way. There's lots of videos explaining what we do to help you understand how we work. We also have these strategy roundtables. They're free sessions every Thursday. So we still have 2 more, and then we're going to break for holidays. And on January 9th, we come back and have our 200th roundtable. That is a special session, but it is kind of like a business as usual. We're going to invite a lot of people, including press and so forth, to experience what we do, what we've been doing for 200 sessions. It's a regular working session just like this one. So all our roundtables are working sessions, and we work with entrepreneurs, helping them, helping answer their questions, helping strategize, and so forth. And you're most welcome to use these whenever you need to. You need to register on the website, Free Public Roundtables. The page has all the registration links and so forth. You need to register to either pitch or attend. We have a premium program, as you know. The premium program is a $1,000 annual membership fee for extensive methodology guidance. We have a very powerful curriculum that was developed since 2006. We help with business development. We help you with strategic consulting. So we have similar sessions like this, but private, members only sessions. We also help you with financing and media relations. One thing I learned is that it's incredibly difficult for early stage startups to get any media attention whatsoever. We are able to get you media attention and coverage because we have a lot of clout in the media, and we put clout to work on your behalf. The club link on the website will introduce you to some companies that are in the $1 million level. You'll also find an ROI analysis on the website quantifying the 1M value equation. We provide $375,000 of cash plus 5 to 10% of equity worth of value if you use the program to its fullest potential. And we give lots of orientation material on how to use the program effectively. The assessment, which is accessible free from the website, gives you a set of questions against which you need to kind of calibrate yourself, your business. And if you have knowledge gaps on any of those points, we put you with some modules. This is for premium members only, to plug that knowledge gap so that you can address that part of the issue. more information, more places where you can go to understand how the premium program works and evaluate whether you want to join or not. We have tons of material on the website, so you can, you're not going to do a lot of selling. You're going to basically decide whether you want it or not, and all the FAQs are answered in the video clips and so forth. I'll tell you a little bit about the curriculum, how we have developed curriculum and why it's so powerful. Incredibly case studies. We've been developing case studies since 2006. And in every segment where we work, we have solid case studies where successful entrepreneurs have come to our forum and shared their journeys, shared their learnings, and so forth. We have synthesized the lessons out of these in form of video lectures and provide you both the video lectures and the case studies themselves, so you can actually hear the perspectives from the horse's mouth. So if there's a specific issue that you're dealing with, we point you to those issues. And a lot of these things that we are discussing today, like Lewis is trying to figure out how to bridge his problem between the TAM and the his financeability issue, we have solutions to these problems. Because we have so many entrepreneurs who have come and shared their solutions, very creative solutions actually, in our basket of problems, you'd say. And that's what we bring to the table, is that you can come in and we identify what your problems are, and we can point you to how to bridge those gaps. There are interesting, subtle, creative ways of bridging those gaps. And we had an extensive discussion today about bootstrapping using services. We have case after case study of bootstrapping using services. If you're trying to learn how to do effective bootstrapping using services, we have a tremendous amount of information here on that particular topic. The way we teach the program, the way the curriculum is designed, we have a core set of topics and many modules, sub-modules under those, but the core set of topics are bootstrapping, positioning, market setting, customer validation, financing, customer acquisition, and team building. On the initiative side, we have Web 3.0 and e-commerce, cloud computing and business solutions, outsourcing and consulting, mobile and social apps, healthcare IT, online education, gaming. These are industry segment-specific modules. You can use any of it. You have unlimited access to all of that as a premium membership. Our methodology is lean, capital-efficient, bootstrap startups. So even if you choose to raise money, if you have aspirations of raising money, you have no alternative but to do an extensive bootstrapping period to be able to get enough proof points and get all the pieces that you need so that you can actually raise money. The bar to raise money is high. This is a page out of our press page. This is our coverage of the premium members. So you will see, if you go there, how much coverage we generate for our premium members, and that's a value proposition of the program. If you have to hire a PR agency, that costs $15,000 a month. So it's a very expensive process, and if you stage, media don't really pay attention. So we meet all of that through our program, and also we give you extensive access to our social media channels, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. You can use our channel to propagate your messages through social media. And we cover you a lot on our blog. We have this incubation radar, deal radar series that are monitored by the people whose attention you want. Customers, channel partners, investors, analysts, media, whatever. So that's another part, piece of program that you have access to. So that's pretty much the 1M1M program. We do have an affiliate program, so those of you who manage entrepreneurship development organizations, you can use our affiliate program if you like. The next few roundtables are December 12th, December 19th. Those are last two this year, and then January 9th we will start with the 200th roundtable celebration. And you're welcome to sign up for that one. We are going to have a lot of people for that session. Those who are in India, Vision India 2020 is a book that we have published some time ago that has a lot of ideas. So if you're still looking for an idea to zero in on, that's one you could use. Incubator in a Box is our program for that, which a lot of companies are using to set their own incubators, own corporate incubation programs. We're working with Oracle, SAP, blah, blah, blah. Anybody can actually use Incubator in a Box to either set up their own incubator or to expand their incubation services. So if you're an incubator in some part of the world and you're looking for a deep connection into Silicon Valley, you are welcome to use our Incubator in a Box as a supplemental program to your program and build that bridge. We have expertise, a lot of connections, and so forth. So it's a very flexible program, and we are very open to partnerships. So back to the new book that is launching today, and if you go to Amazon anywhere in the world today, it is available for free until Monday. So it's a promo going on. We encourage you to download it. It basically discusses how to navigate the seed capital gap in India. So if you're doing a startup in India today, or you're thinking of doing a startup in India, definitely look up this book. Also, recent releases are Feminine Feminism, focusing on the women entrepreneurs issue, and all these are Entrepreneur Journey series interviews, so they all have excellent case studies. Each of them have somewhere between 7 excellent case studies. Before that came out in September, is the other 99% entrepreneurs, Fortune in the Middle of the Pyramid. All of these are available on Kindle. Okay, we are ready for questions. If anyone wants to call in, please let us know in the public chat that you're calling in. Or you can also ask questions in the public chat itself. Rajan says, thanks a lot, Sramana. This is my first roundtable. I've just started a company after quitting my job. The sessions are very helpful for people like me. Good. Says, working on a social app, planning to launch a beta in first quarter of 2014. Hope to connect and register for the services. Girid, I would strongly recommend, if you want to use 1M1M, start using it as soon as possible. Do not wait till the beta launch, because you are, as a first-time entrepreneur, you're going to make huge mistakes in the launch otherwise. And we have no way of helping you unless you're in the program. We see all the time that entrepreneurs lose, especially first-time entrepreneurs lose a tremendous amount of time just because they're doing the wrong things in the wrong order and they haven't done the work and the pieces that are necessary to do. So do not wait till the beta to join the program if you want help. Is on the call. Somebody is on the call.
That's right.
You need to mute your computer, otherwise you will continue to stream.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes. Could you introduce yourself?
Sure, I'll introduce myself. My name is Mohan Kosireddy. I'm from Bangalore, India.
Okay.
First of all, I just downloaded Seed India, and then looking at just a few chapters, it's really good. It's kind of written for me. So first of all, I would like to thank you for the work that you're doing, and I'd like to be part of the community here.
I'm glad finding it useful. That is the only thing that makes our work worthwhile. The entire 1M1M team works really hard, and the fact that you're finding it useful makes our day.
Great, thank you. Okay, the reason for my call is actually I was as soon as I come to the looking for the specific problem that I'm solving, I'm facing a problem related to the travel in India, which is like the days that people are increasing. So my specific questions I'm going to come up. The problem that I'm addressing is, as the people get down off the destination, for example, people coming from Delhi to Bangalore or Chennai to Bangalore, as soon as they get down in a bus or a train, the first problem that they face is that how can I go from this A to my home? So that's my problem area I'm addressing. So at the time, they boarded with all the people, and then they're always in a unfair position in the price-wise as well as negotiation-wise. Because I have experienced this, so from my perspective, if you're having two kids and as parents with you, obviously you will be always in an unfair side. So the problem I'm addressing here is that whenever, in my case, I clearly know that I'm going to come to Bangalore Tuesday at so-and-so time. I can say, why can't somebody can take this thing? So I know specific time how many number of people are coming from a particular place, and I group all of them, and then I take this information, and then I try to get the market for this. So that idea I'm working on. So basically, if anybody comes from a bus or a railway station, so basically you know that ahead of the time that these three people coming. So if I given Bangalore in a given day, 2,000 people are coming to Bangalore at different times, but at almost a day in advance. I'm going to negotiate with the bus, the people, taxis, autos, whatever it is, and then pool and create this market, and then help them so that they can easily, as soon as they get down, they can reach at home without this hassle of negotiating the price, and now they know that there is a people waiting for me as soon as I get down. So that's the problem I'm trying to solve.
Okay, you need to flesh it out. There is competition in the taxi space and all that. There's quite a bit of competition. You're going to need to look at all that and do the research. But yeah, flesh it out.
Sure. There's a specific initiative. I'm not looking at the entire thing. Is that only people who are coming down for a specific destination, and also we know them ahead of the time.
You don't need to explain it to me right now. You need to shout a game plan basically. So there's a lot of research involved in what you're talking about. It's a commercially intensive business, so you're going to need to flesh that out.
Okay. Other than the monetization part, I'm first like following will be my question. So I'm right now going to the places where people get on at the bus at a railway station, and then I'm handing over a small printout that I took, a small hand card, and I say that, hey, please log into this site, or please go to this app, and then before you get down next time, you were kind of like your travel is kind of awaiting for you. So people are kind of taking it, and that's what I'm doing right now, and I'm kind of analyzing it, how many people are interested and how many people are downloading the app or how many people are giving a missed call. So these are the kind of customer discovery process I'm doing now. Apparently, like most of the bus side, as soon as they get down, because they get in odd timings, and also I'm seeing a lot of response from them. They're calling and then say, hey, visit, and also, but I don't have a product yet. So I'm in a limbo where I don't have a product, but to go to the customer, I need to go with the product. So, hey, I have anything application now, nobody's interested to download. But over I'm trying to see, giving them a missed call to my phone or coming to the app site. So, like it's like a chicken and the problem. I don't have a product, but if I don't have a product, the customers are not coming. That's one thing. The thing is how to
a minimum viable product with which you can start engaging with customers.
Right, so I have that right now, like as soon as they put the destination and then the call goes to me, that's where like as soon as the people comes up, the product they're coming, but I need to work.
And we're going to have to give other people a chance to talk.
Okay. Okay. My few question is this one. So on this customer discovery, is there a way that I can reach the customers like like a kind of like a ad in a movie theater or some other place, or what I'm doing, is that enough for me?
This is the kind of businesses they're talking about tip scale with online marketing. This is not something that you can possibly go and stand at stations and recruit customers. Maybe you can recruit the first set of customers that way to get some validation, but eventually it is not going to scale this way.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else wants to question, dialogue on anything that you're interested in? No, you have a question, right? Leave me private messages. This is a public chat session, right? I'm working on my startup, MVP launched and in market testing. Do you have some ideas about how to keep position with my day job and promote my startup? My employer has an outside activities policy, so my job would be at risk. Employer prevents you from doing this in your own time? Is that what you're saying? Then problem. Your employer contractually prevents you from working on things on your own time, especially if you're trying to build a company on your own time. That is a problem. Does the contract specifically state that you cannot work on things in your time? You have to check that. You know, companies actually do not have policies against people doing things on their own time. You know, moonlighting and starting a company has been a tried and true process. We call it bootstrapping with a paycheck. In a tried and true process for time immemorial. But some select companies may have policies against that. So yes, you do need to check that. And if it's a completely unrelated, what you're doing is completely related to your company's business, maybe just talking to your executives, your managers, and just disclosing it and telling them that you're doing this on weekend nights and weekends may be fine. Please don't mind that. So they may not mind it. You may want to talk to them and see what the position is on it. But if they are feeling about it, that's something. It's better to be careful. Anybody? Rafael, where are you based, by the way? Okay. Any questions, comments? Any call in? All right. We will look forward to seeing you and hearing from some of you in the upcoming sessions. Be sure to go to the website and registering for upcoming roundtables so that we can work on your business together. Thank you much, everybody, for coming, and we look forward to working further with you.